Hi, I'm Bob Stewart, Director of Canadian Centres for Teaching Peace. This is part 2 of our very first peace video, which was giving an orientation to the principles and philosophies that we follow at Canadian Centres for Teaching Peace, with the hope that it will be of benefit to you. At the end of part 1, I was explaining the programs that have helped us to develop our principles, and I was talking about the United Nations Culture of Peace program and the principles enumerated in Manifesto 2000. These principles are, first, to respect the life and dignity of each human being without discrimination or prejudice. Secondly, to practice active nonviolence, rejecting violence in all its forms: physical, sexual, psychological, economical, and social, in particular towards the most deprived and vulnerable, such as children and adolescents. Thirdly, to share my time and material resources in a spirit of generosity, to put an end to exclusion, injustice, and political and economic oppression. Fourthly, to defend freedom of expression and cultural diversity, giving preference always to dialogue and listening without engaging in fanaticism, defamation, and the rejection of others. Fifth, to promote consumer behavior that is responsible and development practices that respect all forms of life and preserve the balance of nature on the planet. And sixth, to contribute to the development of my community with the full participation of women and a respect for democratic principles in order to create together new forms of solidarity. Based on these guidelines, Canadian Centres for Teaching Peace has developed a protocol to guide our activities, which you can read at www.peace.ca/ccopprotocol.htm, all one word. The fourth program that helps us with our establishing principles was the consensus developed at the Hague Appeal for Peace gathering in 1999 of over 9,000 advocates and the 50 key items on their agenda for world peace. We've developed a conceptual map that we call the Peace Pie, which you can see at peace.ca/peacepie.htm, all one word, which provides an overview of how things fit together, with peace education at the heart. One of the Hague Appeal for Peace's major goals, which we at Canadian Centres for Teaching Peace share, is to get peace education integrated into the curricula of all schools around the world. We emphasize taking a constructive approach to building and cultivating peace. We believe positive aims attract positive results. So in summary, we see the connectedness of the United Nations Culture of Peace program, a Canadian Culture of Peace program with peace education at the heart, which is, by another term, social intelligence. We propose a holistic and all-inclusive peace program. To this connectedness, I would add that at the heart of social intelligence is spiritual intelligence. In other words, to be able to get along with you in a more successful relationship, I need to be able to get along with myself as successfully as possible. And I can do that. We can all do that. I'm talking about transforming our world for the better, one person at a time, starting with ourselves. It seems like a monumental job, but we can take heart in the following. The vast majority of people, 90% more or less, truly wish for peace. They are willing. For those who wish to contribute but do not know what or how they can contribute, our task is to help them. This means the potential opportunity for the vast majority of human resources to be on our side, and the financial resources also. Secondly, the most significant change that now makes peace possible is the Internet and new information and communications technology, including social medias. And thirdly, world consciousness levels are rising. People know something is seriously dysfunctional with our current systems, and they desire change for the better for themselves and future generations of our children and grandchildren. So how can we get involved? Our mantra is teach peace, be peace, reach peace. First, let's remind ourselves that this is a learning process. To quote Carl Rogers, famous psychologist and educator, the most effective learning is self-appropriated, self-directed learning. Using myself as an example, I wish to make a difference with my life and help build peace in my community and world. This initially meant learning all that I could about peace building. We have put all that we've learned over the past 15 years onto our website at www.peace.ca so that you may learn it in a fraction of the time. We are also in the process of developing this series of videos. Effectively, everything you wanted to know about peace but did not know who to ask. Secondly, the best way to learn is to teach. The idea of teaching challenges us to refine our learning and put it into practice. We believe in the power of service learning, also known as praxis. For example, we have employed numerous university students and young adults in our peace education conferences and peace cafes. They report that they have learned more practicing peace in these settings where they organize and lead workshops than in any other venue. Thirdly, it's a small step from service learning teaching to becoming a servant leader. A servant leader is a person who leads by example. In fact, we already are teachers and leaders since we affect others, both positively and negatively. The goal here is to improve as teachers and leaders. We have found that teaching equals empowering equals leading. We've also found that servant leadership is the form of leadership most complementary to the Culture of Peace program. You can read a wonderful article on servant leadership at peace.ca/servantleadership.htm, all one word. It's all about leading by example, and it requires us to be peace. In other words, we must model the culture of peace of which we speak. Otherwise, no one is going to buy what we have to sell. As Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. Peace is a journey, not a destination. If we follow the peace path, we will reach ever-increasing levels of peace, love, harmony, consciousness, and happiness, while making a significant difference with our life and in the lives of others. It is our responsibility to use our discernment to choose which choices and actions are right for us, i.e., follow your truths. As Buddha said, believe nothing, no matter where you read it or who has said it, not even if I have said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense. Finally, we use the Inukshuk as our logo and symbol of our role as guides to safe passage on the peace journey. The Inuit of northern Canada have used Inukshuks, which are massive stone figures built in the image of a human, which have stood silhouetted on the treeless Arctic horizons for millennia. We use it as guides to safe passage. It's our pleasure and honor to share the peace journey with you. I trust you will find it rewarding. If you would like to contact me, my name is Bob Stewart, and I can be reached by email at stewartr@peace.ca. STEWARTR@peace.ca. Thank you.